It's a program that highlights the activities of the Nigerian military and its sister service. As we all know, it's indispensable for the functioning of social and political life. I am your host, Kikelomo Okeri. First, let's look at the national security, how the armed forces of Nigeria reiterated their commitment to defeat terrorists in Nigeria. The Armed Forces of Nigeria says it's committed to ensuring that enduring defeat of substantial successes in their ongoing military operation, targeted at eradicating terrorism and maintaining national security. He explained that this operation in the past 1 week consisted of striking terrorist enclave through the deployment of significant military manpower and airstrike to eliminate their...
is to find and destroy the terrorists wherever they may be hiding, to terrorize or hurt citizens across the country. Pursuant to this aim, we have in the last 1 week focused on striking the terrorist enclaves from our air attacks. We have also exerted significant military power on areas where the terrorists are hibernating. Accordingly, our operations resulted in the last 1 week has resulted in 49 neutralized terrorists, with 101 of them arrested. Perpetrators of oil theft and
The Armed Forces of Nigeria says it's committed to ensuring defeat of terrorists and criminal elements in the country so as to enhance peace, security, and increase revenue generation. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, stated this while addressing newsmen on the troops' activities in their respective theaters of operations across the country in the past 1 week. He says the armed forces have achieved substantial successes in their ongoing military operating terrorist enclave through the deployment of significant military manpower and airstrike to eliminate their
terrorized citizens of this country anymore. So that is what is happening. Inside and recovered stolen products. They raided suspected extremist militant hideouts in both Akara and Akukuturo local government effectively. They attacked a hideout of violent extremists in Ukriga local government area of Rivers State. Overall, the troops of Operation Delta Save recovered over 1 million liters of stolen crude oil and destroyed 28 dugout pits, 30 boats, 45 storage tanks, and 75 cooking ovens, among others. They also neutralized 2 violent extremists and apprehended 30 suspected oil thieves and 2.
Given an Operation Wild Punch in conjunction with hybrid forces, have arrested 3 suspected extremist informants while conducting patrol in the Buhari Area Council of the FCT. General Buba, who tasked residents to seek tackling insecurity as a collective responsibility, reiterated the commitment of the armed forces to hunt down these criminals.
For the reports that have come, it is even easier now that there is social media. Please, video and send to us and check and see whether or not we will not act. That is the much that I can say about that. So when you see something, you say something to us. They also conducted fighting patrols to Buhari Area Council of the FCT, where they raided hideouts of suspected extremists in Buhari and Tafa local government areas of Niger State. I'll say that operations are ongoing to root out activities of these extremists posing a threat to the FCT following recent reports.
General Buba, while emphasizing the collective responsibility of all instances, the director also reiterated the commitment of the armed forces to relentlessly pursue and apprehend these criminals. All right, let's look at the Nigerian Customs Service. Their revenue generation as a target 5 trillion naira. Before then, let's take a short break. We'll be right back. The Nigerian Customs Service says the escape. Let's take a zero tolerance. The General of Customs added that the service remains resolute in addressing border management challenges, balancing security concerns with trade facilitations. Adini noted that the NCS is also conscious of the topical trend and issues that will impact the service operations in 2020, custom modernization among others.
Our customs organization theme will shape our operations. The focus remains on aligning our activities with government policy, enhancing stakeholder engagements, and fortifying operational preparedness through technological advancements and capacity building. We will continue to adapt to emerging challenges, we will foster collaborations, and we will uphold our commitment to integrity and administrative procedures.
While identifying fluctuation in exchange rate as a notable factor influencing the service operation, he noted that NCS is aimed to address the challenge proactively by considering strategies to mitigate error concession under the new tariff, leading Chapter 99, which resulted in the exemption of duty payment on certain dutiable goods, previously falling within a duty range of 5 to 10%, causing deficit in NCS revenue collection in 2023.
In 2023, NCS achieved a significant milestone by recording a total revenue collection of 3 trillion 206 billion 603 million 417,315 naira and 47 kobo, marking a noteworthy 21.4% increase over the preceding year's total revenue of 2.6 trillion naira.
It further reels out that all is set to inaugurate the revamped electronic auction strategically designed to enhance transparency in the auction process. The CJ furthered his commitment to integrity and administrative procedure. All right, before we call it a wrap on defense matters today, let's look at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. January 15 of every year is set aside as Nigerian Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. On this day, the gallantry, patriotism, loyalty, and sacrifices of the officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces reflected upon and celebrated by the Nigerian organization. The Nigerian Armed Forces establishment remain an indispensable institution which has played an unquantifiable role in the preservation of the Nigeria corporate as an entity. Let's take a look at the report.
At the end of that proceeding, we shall also witness the last post Nigeria. We shall be witnessing that
From its role in projecting Nigeria as key contributor toward peace through participation in peacekeeping operations across the world, to the patriotism in waging a civil war to keep the country one and keeping to its constitutional obligations of defending the countries from external aggression and internal insurrection, the Nigerian Armed Forces have remained true to its nationalistic calling. The yearly Armed Forces Remembrance Day is set aside to honor the nation's fallen heroes, and alleviating the challenges of the ex-servicemen always form of the crew's yearly celebration. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu led the wreath-laying ceremony accompanied by the Commandant Guest Brigade at the foot of the unknown soldiers. This was followed by the President FCT, Minister of State for Defense, and the Doyen of the Diplomatic Corps in Nigeria. The service chiefs as well as the Inspector General of Police, among others, took their turns to lay wreath respectively.
At the end of that proceeding, we shall also witness the last post, Nigeria. We shall be witnessing that
Ceremonial volleys were fired by armed soldiers as part of the activities performed at the military ceremonies.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, when the last post is sounded, 7 officers and warrant officers in uniform are to salute.
The event culminated in the signing of the anniversary registered by President Tinubu before his symbolic release of white pigeons to signify peace. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration is an annual event organized by the Ministry of Defense to commemorate the country's fallen heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of humanity during the First and Second World Wars.
That's where we draw the curtain on defense matters today. Join me same time on Monday on this same station. I am your host, Kike Lomo Okeri. I celebrate you all.